ready, big dog? Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Tanner Stiles alongside my partner Connor McKenzie. As you can see, play just about ready to get going here for the men's game inside the Sawyer Center. The SNU men come into this matchup today 9-8 on the season, 6-5 in the GAC. Henderson State comes in 12-6 overall, 7-5 in the GAC. And man, that GAC conference standings is jam-packed tight right now. SNU currently sitting in 5th position, Henderson State in 4th. But all of those games, they're within 2 or 3 games of each other.
Absolutely. Neither team in any game across the GAC, for that matter, can afford a bad game. They got to come out and fight for the win, but only one team can win in each game. The better team will come out with the victory as Henderson State wins the tip.
Head coach Adam Bohash will have his hands full with the Reddies this afternoon as Henderson State controlling the tip here. Poked away by freshman Jonathan Dunn. He's got it the other way and finished with the right hand.
Nice move from Jonathan Dunn, able to sidestep the defender and just coast for the right-handed lay-in.
The 6'4" freshman from San Antonio, Texas, comes in averaging 12 points a game to lead the way for the Crimson Storm, but they've got 4 others averaging double-figure points per game as well, so they got a lot of people that can get it done for you, Connor, on this side of the ball for SNU.
Absolutely, a lot of deadly scores from the outside and the inside for SNU as White clears with the rebound and bringing it up, playing point guard for SNU.
C.J. White with it and L.B. Willis with it now. Willis on the drive, little pull-up jumper, no good. And it'll go back to the Reddies. Along with L.B. Willis and Jonathan Dunn, you mentioned C.J. White, the 6'5" senior from Gulfport, Mississippi. The other guard is 6'1" senior from Plano, Texas, Deshaun Portley right now, who's defending daily for Henderson State. And the big man in the middle, number 32, Noah Starkey, the 6'11" sophomore from Hutchinson, Kansas. It's your starters for the Crimson Storm as the Reddies here look inside to Chris Hawkins. Has the ball knocked away. Here comes Willis. Pushing the other way.
Ooh.
Dribbles it off his foot and will go back to the Reddies.
They might have had a nice play or a lob to Jonathan Dunn on the backside. Just couldn't corral, and 3 off the mark here as Jonathan Dunn clears with the rebound.
Kalen Tappan missed the 3-pointer there for the Reddies. Willis with it here, defended by Kevin Kozon. Kevin Kozon is a deadly 3-point shooter for the Reddies as Starkey with it here, tipped out of bounds, will stay with SNU.
Great hustle play there from Starkey, fighting for the loose ball, not give up anything easy, and tipped out of bounds off the Reddies. Staying here with SNU with 15 on the shot clock.
So here's Willis with it. Shot clock down to 10 for the Crimson Storm. Willis finds Starkey. Good patience from Willis, and Starkey connects.
Very patient play. I really admired the improved play between the post players and the guards of SNU, particularly Willis and Starkey. Great communication, just know where each other's going to be on each play and able to connect there down on the block.
So a 4-0 lead here for SNU early as Kevin Kozon going to dribble off his foot on the baseline. We'll go back to the Crimson Storm. So already 4 turnovers now for Henderson State.
Good grief. You're Coach Adam Bohash. You just shrug your shoulders. You're like, okay, we're going to play this way. If they're going to just give the ball to us, we're going to drive down and score. SNU up 4-0 early.
Correction, 3rd turnover of the game. Thought my stat sheet hadn't updated yet, but now it did. 3 turnovers, though, in the first 2.5 minutes for Henderson State. Only attempted 2 shots so far. So here's Deshaun Portley with it on the drive. Tough move and almost gets it to go. Rebounded by Brad Nairn, who checks in for Henderson State. Here's Ben Morello with the ball. Morello finds Nairn, cross-court pass. Good ball movement from the Reddies. Flipped up with the right by Matt Panaggio. Well, no good, out of bounds back to the Crimson Storm.
A couple of errant shots there right off the mark from Henderson State. Got to be able to lock in and take smart shots on each possession. SNU can burn you. 17 left in the first half. Ball just couldn't get saved out of bounds.
So here's Willis. Driving, finds Starkey. Gets it blocked by Nair, and what a defensive play that was. Pushing the other way is Kyle Murphy. And here's Panaggio, cross-court pass. Inside on the drive, it's Tappan, and he gets it up and in to go. The 6'1 junior from Little Rock, Arkansas, on the board for the Reddies.
Tappan, the leading scorer for the Reddies. One of the top 10 or 15 scorers in GAC at 16 points per game. SNU got to have their hands full here this afternoon.
Portley's got it. Pulls up top of the key for three. Deshaun Portley getting going early here inside the Sawyer Center.
Simple offense there with the screen and pop for the Crimson Storm. And Deshaun Portley seeing hand down, man down. He pops a three. Able to get it. Push the lead now to 5.
7-2. SNU connecting on 3 of its first 6 shots. Here's Ben Morello on the drive. Up no good. Gets his own rebound. Will go right back up with it. Jonathan Dunn collects it. So here comes Dunn over to Portley. C.J. White with it. Finds Starkey. Back to Portley. Tries a corner 3. He got it. Deshaun Portley, 2 for 2 from 3.
That's how SNU can beat you. They throw it inside to Starkey, and he's the bigger guy, the more imposing threat there on the post for SNU. They leave Deshaun Portley open in the corner. You got to pick your poison for Henderson State and they get burned for another 3.
3-point attempt by Kyle Murphy is good. The 5'10 freshman from San Antonio, Texas. Right there in Jonathan Dunn's hometown. 10-5 here. LB Willis, what a spin move. Ooh. What a gorgeous finish.
Good night,
LB Willis.
Good grief.
How
many times have we seen that from LB Willis, sidestepping a defender and spinning to the lane for the lay-in?
I couldn't tell you. In the 3 years now I've been a part of this broadcasting program, what a treat he is to watch night in and night out. Jump shot there from Tappan, no good. It's 12-5. Here comes Willis. Back the other way. Portley looks to C.J. White. Up with the right hand, no good. Rebounded Murphy. So here's Murphy looking inside to Nairn. Stolen by Jonathan Dunn. Here comes Dunn back to the way against the smaller Murphy. Can't finish with the left.
John's out be able to finish there. As you said, he's got quite the height and length advantage against Murphy. Just couldn't get the lefty to drop.
So there are 4 Henderson State Reddies at the scorer's table waiting to check in, but haven't had a whistle yet in the last 3 minutes. As it's 12-5 in favor of the Crimson Storm. Tappan with it, top of the key. Shot clock down to 6 for Henderson State. Morello's got it. Takes a 3. Front of the rim, no good. Starkey rebounds. A couple rebounds for Starkey already here. Head coach Adam Boash barking out instructions for his offense here. His 9th season under the helm here at the Sawyer Center. They look inside to Starkey. Spins to the right. He got it. Noah Starkey. His 2nd field goal. He's got 4 points and a timeout called by head coach Jimmy Elgis for Henderson State. It's 14-5 early in the first half here on SNUathletics.com. We'll be right back.
They can't buy a bucket. Which one?
Both. Both of them, Ernie.
You know what's funny though? She's whiter than she is.
Welcome back to SNUathletics.com, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at inside the Sawyer Center. 14-5 SNU leading here in a GAC matchup against Henderson State.
You know, I find it interesting, Tanner. We haven't even had a foul call yet. It's a little different change of pace here for both teams. A lot more contact, but the referees are really letting them play here. Travel call underneath on the baseline as Hawkins was trying to spin and try to get the bucket and foul, but didn't come away with it.
Another turnover here for Henderson State. As you said, 5 turnovers for them. 7 minutes in, and as you said, no fouls called yet. Portley with it. Here's Jonathan Dunn. Dunn going to take a three-pointer. No good. Starkey with the offensive rebound with the right hook. No good. Kozon with the rebound. So here's Panaggio with it. Up with the right. No good. Tipped around. Micah Spate collects it. Just checked in off the bench for the Crimson Storm. Another freshman. Quaylen Newton also checking in as Deshaun Portley tries another three off the mark. Chris Hawkins with the rebound. He's going to take it all the way himself. Here's Daly with the ball. Hawkins.
Good move
crossed
there
over.
from Hawkins. Blocked by Starkey at the rim.
Portley with it now. Finds Quaylen Newton, and he traveled.
I wasn't sure what he wanted to do with it, whether take the jump shot or drive in. Just kind of slid his foot there as he was driving in.
That's going to lead us to a media timeout on the floor, and we'll step aside for just a moment. 11:59 left in the first half. SNU leads Henderson State 14-5. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. We're back here inside the Sawyer Center. It's been slow goings the last 3.5 minutes for Henderson State. They have not had a bucket in the last 3.5 minutes. 2 of 11 to start the game for them. They trail 14-5. Kevin Kozon going to drive on Anton Kankenpaw. Can't finish. Here comes Micah Spate.
Really getting hounded there on the perimeter. Spade wisely dribbling back and trying to figure a play. Kankenpaw looking to dish. SNU playing very patient here. The stifling defense these last couple possessions here from Henderson State.
Spate with it. Over to Anton, going to take a deep two, and he got it. Anton Kankenpaw. He's really given me some bad. He's been hounding me the past couple days, Connor, because he said I've been doing this now for 3 years, and as the ball is out of bounds, another turnover for Henderson State. I have been saying his name wrong for the past 3 seasons, that it is pronounced Kankenpaw. Kankenpaw, that's right, not Kankenpaw. So I'm working on it, Anton.
It's the Oklahoma accent. What can we say?
What can we say? I mean, we're not have no Finland relation, so nonetheless, though, we're working. We're improving each day as we sit here. 17-5. Quaylen Newton with it. throws it up to C.J. White, banks it in off the glass.
Good looking play there from Newton, finding White, dishing it to the only spot that his guy can go up and get it and finish it. Good looking play there from White and Newton.
18-5. Henderson State just 2 of 12 to start the game. 6 turnovers. And this thing is not started off well good, as Quaylen Newton is going to be hit with the first foul of the ball game here. 9.5 minutes in.
Yeah, this officiating crew has been around for a while, and they usually like to let players play and kind of dictate the game. And we've seen that before, as you just said, only 9.5 minutes and 1 foul.
Oh, and Quaylen Newton responds. Here comes L.B. Willis, the sidestep. Give me that, L.B. Willis.
I feel like we're just on a repeat whenever Willis drives to the hole. Sidesteps or a spin move or hesitation dribble, he gets by about anybody that comes up to try to guard him.
20-5. This thing is threatening to get out of hand a little early here. Henderson State just trying to get something going.
2 of 13 shooting versus 9 of 17 for SNU. Henderson State just cannot buy a bucket.
So here's Tappan with it. Shot clock down to 3. They got to make something happen. Fires one up, no good. Quaylen Newton with the rebound. So here comes Willis up to Micah Spate. Pulls up from the perimeter. No good. Kozan rebounds. Nearly forces a turnover there. Anton Kankinpaw. So 20-5, SNU leads here.
Kankinpaw really harassing.
Kevin Kozan with it.
Really just following around, not giving him an open shot or an opportunity. Just great defense by him and the Storm. Another near shot clock violation. Back-to-back for Henderson State. The defense is just swarming Henderson State today.
Head coach Adam Boash has got to love what he's seeing here in the first 11 minutes of the ball game. As here's Micah Spate with it. Finds Willis. Willis on the drive, flipped up with the right, no good. Kozan rebounds, and he's pushing. Side steps. Offensive foul, Anton Kankinpaw. In the position he needed to be in, took the hit. We're going the other way.
Good call there from our officials. And, you know, Tanner, I think it might be a little vendetta for the women's and men's team here for SNU after the women came out and dismantled Henderson State earlier before. And in the previous matchup between the guys at Arkadelphia, SNU lost a close battle 72-76. So I think they come out with a much different game plan. They've shown they're a little bit of a different team as far as lineups go and matchups and just who's going to do what job. And they're executing really well this first half, up 20-5 with 8:40 left in the first half.
So they can continue to build here as Willis has it, looking inside to C.J. White. Micah Spate, top of the 3, takes a 3. Got it. Micah Spate extends the lead to 18, 23-5. That was the third made three-pointer of the first half. Another timeout on the floor, and we'll take one with them. SNU leads Henderson State 23-5. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back here to SNUathletics.com. It's been all SNU here in the first 11 and a half minutes of this ball game. As Henderson State, 2 of 15 shooting, just trying to get something going. SNU's defense, you said it, Connor, it's been swarming as they just forced their 8th turnover. Here comes L.B. Willis with the easy left hand. L.B. Willis.
Good night. L.B. Willis just having a day here, really benefiting from the defense down low as Noah Starkey's able to poke it free and free it up to Willis, who just raced past all defenders that were near him to get the bucket. Henderson State now with 8 turnovers to just 1 assist. They almost have as many rebounds as they do turnovers, 8 to 10 in favor of the rebounding. Just another missed shot here from Henderson State going back the other way.
Morello on the missed shot, and it's a 20-point lead here for SNU. Micah Spate.
Now you kind of look at the score and you see that's a 20-point lead for SNU, but what's more astounding to me is C.J. White gets the lay-in on the right side after a nice feed. Henderson State only has 5 points.
7 minutes to go. There's a foul called there on the drive from Tappan. L.B. Willis hit with his first personal foul as Deshaun Portley and Jonathan Dunn check back into the game, as well as Quaylen Newton replacing C.J. White, Kenkenpaw, and L.B. Willis. Off the inbounds pass, it's Kevin Kozan getting his first field goal.
The first field goal for Henderson State in about 8 minutes of playing time. My goodness. The drought is over for now for Henderson State as Noah Starkey bullying his way on the block and is called for the elbow on the spin, going back the other way.
Head coach Adam Bolash arguing his case there. That just looked like a regular spin move. I don't think Starkey hooked him at all because the defender was still in front of him.
I'm not sure where that call was. I guess they had to give Henderson State something, to lean on towards the end of this half, and almost a near travel call there. And now we do have a travel call there on Kozan. I guess I was just a little ahead of myself there on the call. 6.5 left, SNU up 20 comfortably, but you don't want to take your foot off the gas pedal because we know every team in the GAC is a very tough opponent, can come back from down by no matter what the score. It seems as we were up by Ouachita Baptist the other night, and within a couple of minutes and a couple of shots and some turnovers, Ouachita Baptist gets within 3. Unfortunately, SNU was able to hold on.
So here's Jonathan Dunn. Tip to Starkey. It tipped out of bounds, so it'll stay with SNU. So how about this, Connor? 6:15 left in the first half. Henderson State has 9 turnovers and 7 points.
I'm not sure what to say to that. I don't think I've seen many games go this way for some teams in the first half or just an entire game. It's mind-boggling to me how this is happening. Noah Starkey got to find a shot. He does, and Newton with a nice finish over the defender.
Goodness.
What a finish by Newton.
That's just a smidget of the athleticism that we see on a nightly basis from Quaylen Newton, as Hawkins, the missed shot, no good, has it knocked away, collected by Henderson State. Man, that ball, as Brian Davis would say for the Thunder, somebody get a stick and beat that ball. As they're going to call a foul away from on the attempt to regain possession there. It's a foul on Henderson State. So it'll go back to SNU here. Five and a half minutes to play. Micah Spate with it. Nice pass to Starkey, but has it knocked out of his hands. Will stay with SNU.
And it was a good call there from Spate, recognizing the defender was going underneath the screen. Called change, which means instead of rolling over the top of the screen, he flares out. He's able to get a nice feed from Willis and able to nice drop down to Starkey. Just got it knocked out of his hands at the last second.
So here's Willis inbounding. Jonathan Dunn off the inbounds pass. He got the jumper to go. Jonathan Dunn, his second field goal. So Portley and Willis lead the way scoring for SNU with 6. 2 others with 4, and 3 others with 2. As it's 31-7 here. Kozon with the ball. Takes a three-pointer. Long, no good. Hawkins, the offensive rebound. Back to Kozon, up with the right hand. No good. Another offensive rebound. And there's going to be a foul called on the shot attempt there. It was number 30, DJ Franklin, the 6'5 freshman from Monticello, Arkansas. As I think head coach Jimmy Elgis is just throwing bodies in there to have somebody try to get something going.
Yeah, as we see 3 more substitutions coming in, he's just clearing out the bench and could result in some playing time for some guys that don't regularly see the floor. Guys like myself really relishing those times to get to see the floor, whether they're up or down. But regardless, SNU on that possession was really sloppy there rebounding. There was a long rebound out here on the right wing that SNU didn't find a body and check him, and Henderson State got a couple of extra offensive rebounds. Just couldn't put the ball in the hole, and they get rewarded with the foul call to 4th offensive rebound on that possession.
So DJ Franklin good on the second free throw. He checks out, tapping back in. So we got the starters back in there for Henderson State. Under 5 to play here in the first half, and yeah, you said it. I mean, 3 of 20 shooting for Henderson State. Jonathan Dunn on the drive. Bumped. Count it. We got a free throw coming for Jonathan Dunn.
There's another stellar play from the freshman, Jonathan Dunn. Recognizing, attacking, as what seems to be the theme of the day here for SNU is they've only taken 5 threes. They made 3 of them. And they got 7 assists on 15 made buckets. I like what I'm seeing here for the Crimson Storm is Dunn can't connect and complete the 3-point play. Still a stellar play here from all players here for SNU. I see everyone here that's checked into the ball game has put up points in the box score. Just great all-around play as baseline jumper drops for Henderson State.
That's Ben Morello, the 6'7 sophomore from Port Orange, Florida. So here's Henderson State now 33-10. Trying to get some energy back. Portley tries to find Starkey, and it's knocked away by Brad Nairn.
Yeah, this is the point of the half. SNU has to be very careful. Yes, you're up 23 points with 4:06 left, but you're up 20 with 4:06 left, and you got to be careful, not take your foot off the gas and be lazy with your passes and just work the possessions. Now 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 5 seconds. Micah Spade's got to work the offense and find something. He takes a long 2, and he hits a good-looking shot from Spade. He's feeling it this afternoon, knocking down a couple of nice jumpers.
Yeah, not much you can do there. That little crossover move, hesitation. 35-10. SNU shooting 59% from the field. Henderson State shooting 19% from the field. Morello off the screen, takes the jumper, and he got a couple of back-to-back buckets for Ben Morello. He comes in averaging 9 points a game for Henderson State. 35-12. So here's Deshaun Portley. Micah Spate with it. Throws the alley-oop to Newton. Oh, man.
Just off his hands, Quaylen Newton's not been able to corral some of the lob passes that have come along in a long Euro step.
Offensive foul, I believe.
Good night. He kind of looked like he took off a little bit early, and Micah Spate was just right place at the right time. Great anticipation to draw the charge. Coach Bohod fired up after that play.
Timeout on the floor, and we'll take one with him. Head coach Jimmy Elgis not happy with the last call. It's 35-12. SNU leads. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. We knew SNU's offense was a balanced scoring attack coming into this ball game, but this afternoon, man, I'll tell you, Portley, Willis, and Dunn all with 6. C.J. White and Starkey with 4. Micah Spate with 5. Newton and Kankenpaw with 2. And they lead by 23.
I'm not sure what more you could ask for. No one on the SNU squad has more than 6 points. Just kind of the example of what a team game's supposed to be is Micah Spade drops in and gets his 6th and 7th point of the game.
I'll tell you what, Connor, Micah Spade is going to be one heck of a basketball player for SNU in the years to come. Just a freshman, as Ben Morello knocks down another jumper, but Micah Spade, the freshman, I mean, there was talk that he was probably thinking about redshirting this year because head coach Adam Bosch wasn't sure with all these guards coming in how they were going to handle with Portley and Willis. As Portley takes a 3, no good. There's a foul down. Stan on this end will stay with the Crimson Storm. But yeah, head coach Adam Bosch wasn't sure about how to balance all these guards, but saw the talent in what Micah Spade has to offer. And coming off the bench, and when LB Willis graduates this year, Micah Spade next year starting point guard, I think that's going to be pretty realistic as of right now, seeing how good Micah Spade is.
I would have to agree with you. Spade has really come on and shown how much of kind of a pest he is on defense. He really gets in. He's a smaller guard, but he's very quick and agile and makes good decisions as the season has gone along. He's a good distributor. Doesn't have to go out and score 25 points a game or can contribute as little as 10 or 12 points a game. When he's in, he just makes the right decisions, and it's showing out the maturity that he's grown over such a short season so far.
So here's Henderson State. Morello with it. Inside finds Hawkins, stripped by Micah Spate. Here he comes back the other way. Finds Jonathan Dunn. Freshman to freshman, and it's a 25-point game. Here's Morello. Morello leads the way scoring with 6 points for Henderson State. They're 6 of 23 as there's a foul down in the paint there on Quaylen Newton, trying to battle for position with Chris Hawkins. So that is the 6th team foul for the Crimson Storm. There's only a minute 28 to play here in the first half. Morello off the inbounds pass, gets it to go. 8 points for Ben Morello. Lead is 23 for the Crimson Storm. Micah Spate.
Good move there from Spate.
From White, kicked there by Eric Daly. We'll stay with SNU. We'll put 15 seconds on the shot clock as Kyle Murphy comes back into the game for Henderson State. SNU shooting 60% in this first half. Only 4 turnovers. Henderson State with 12 turnovers. C.J. White on the drive, spins, and there's going to be hit with the travel there.
And I think he just slid his pivot foot just enough before he was ready to make the move. Baseline referee saw it and going back the other way with SNU up 39-16 with a minute left. Critical possession here for SNU to try to dictate the rest of how this game's going to go. See if they can get a stop.
Morello's got it. On the drive, up with the right, no good. Kankenpaw rebounds to Jonathan Dunn. In transition, no good. As here comes Morello back the other way. Oh, I'm not sure there if Daly wanted to pass that or shoot it, but head coach Adam Bohosh says, everybody just take a deep breath and we'll start over here as they got a 23-point lead. They're going to call it quick timeout. We'll keep it right here. 39-16. SNU leading. Some scores around the conference. Arkansas Tech men take the win against Southwestern Oklahoma State 98-87. East Central leads Southern Arkansas 29-26. 3 minutes left in the first half. Northwestern Oklahoma State leads Harding 21-18 with 2:43 left in the first half. Arkansas Monticello leads Southeastern Oklahoma State 31-25 with 44 seconds left in the first half. And in our final game over in Shawnee, OBU leads Ouachita Baptist trails Oklahoma Baptist 28-20, 3 minutes left in the first. So a full slate of games here on this Saturday afternoon. Last Saturday in January, this has been quite a very quick month, I would say, in terms of basketball. And pretty soon, Connor, we're going to have March Madness on our hands.
Madness indeed. Should be a lot of fun competition as GAC tournament heating up right around the corner with just about a month of play left. See which teams are going to come out and play each night and get the victory.
Portley with it. Shot clock down to 4. Takes a 3. No good. C.J. White, the offensive rebound. Oh, what a play. Quaylen Newton. Half-court shot there from Kyle Murphy. No good. And that's going to do it for the first half of action here inside the Sawyer Center. It's been all SNU. They lead 41-16. We'll step aside, come back with the first half highlights, and give you what we're looking for in the second half. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Tanner Stiles alongside my partner Connor McKenzie. And, man, what a first half that was. SNU leads 41-16. They started off on a 25-5 run. I mean, talk about SNU's defense. I mean, they forced 12 first-half turnovers. Talk about what kind of helped them get after that big lead.
It was unbelievable, Tanner. Whether it's players like L.B. Willis, Jonathan Dunn, C.J. White, really everyone, especially Micah Spate, those last couple possessions at the end of the half were really able to get in transition after they forced those turnovers, poking the ball away. A couple of travel calls for Henderson State. Everything just seemed to be going SNU's way. We didn't have a foul call until there was about halfway through the first half. It was just really good defense from SNU, showing their hands and jumping out on shooters and blocking out and rebounding. There's a stretch where SNU, I think, maybe got a little fatigued in the first half to let Henderson start scoring a bit more. I mean, Henderson State's not going to be held to 5 points for very long as they were able to get it to 16. They're still down 25 at halftime, but for SNU, you got to be very thankful for your defensive efforts and what you got. You forced 12 turnovers. You have 17 points off turnovers, and Henderson State has no points off the turnovers, and just everything going SNU's way here this afternoon.
The points in the paint, that's what I'm looking at right now. SNU has 26 points in the paint. Henderson State just 4. And, I mean, you talked about the turnovers. I mean, that really, I think, has played the biggest factor in this ballgame. SNU scoring-wise, they're led by Jonathan Dunn, who had 8 points. Not a single player on the floor, either side has gotten to double digits yet here as we sit at halftime. But SNU's balanced scoring, it's been something all year to look at, Connor. Jonathan Dunn with 8 points. Micah Spate with 7. L.B. Willis and Deshaun Portley with 6. C.J. White and Noah Starkey both with 4, as well as Quayla Newton. Shot 55% from the field in that first half. What do you feel like they got to come out and do in the second half to make sure that Henderson State doesn't come back out and make it a game?
Well, to make sure Henderson State doesn't come back in the game, they really just got to be locked in on the offensive side, because there were a couple of pokes that came away there when SNU was trying to make some routine passes across the perimeter that Henderson State caught them lagging a little bit and were able to make SNU think twice when they were trying to distribute the ball. So they just got to be strong with the ball on the offensive side, and on defense, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. And Ben Morello is the only player that's really been scoring. He has 8 points on 4 of 11 shooting. If he wants to try to do it by himself, I'd say let him, and because the odds are in your favor right now, up 25 at halftime, and everything's going your way. You're not going to shoot 56% for most of the game, at least in college basketball, in my estimation, for what I've been watching. So I think they got to continue to hit smart shots. They had 26 points in the paint. I'd like to see them double that by the end of this game, around 50, 52 points per game. If they can do that and not turn the ball over and just be locked in defensively, I see SNU winning this very easily in the second half. But you never know what could happen. So Coach Bowash, I'm believing, is really harping on the guys to stick to the game plan and just continue to keep out-rebounding, turning them, and knocking down your easy shots.
You mentioned Morello. He was the lone bright spot for Henderson State with 8 points. They only made 7 field goals as a team, and Morello made 4 of them. So it'll be interesting to see how Henderson State responds here in the second half, as well as SNU, see if they come out with that same pedal-to-the-metal type of mentality, see if they can extend that lead maybe a little bit more. So we're just a few minutes away here from second half getting going here inside the Sawyer Center. We'll step aside. We'll be back with the second half for you right here on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back inside the Sawyer Center. Second half ready to get going here. SNU with a 25-point lead. I believe it's their largest lead going into halftime this season.
LB with a nice little Harlem Globetrotters ability to keep the ball alive and poked away by Ben Murillo. SNU with there's a little more sense of urgency there as White was getting hounded by Murillo down on the low post. And extended out towards the mid-range, and SNU able to keep it now with 10 seconds on the shot clock.
So the officials here are discussing whether or not Brad Nairn is going to check into the game or not, and they say he will. So here we go with SNU inbounding. Shot clock under 10. Portley's got it. Nice little patience there, and man, that's just tough. Deshaun Portley, what a heck of a move.
I'm not sure what else you can do if you're defending Deshaun Portley on that play. You stick with him from the corner up to the wing, and he gets sold on his pump fake. You're still near him to try to cause some misdirection on the shot, but he's able to just calmly knock it down. You just got to shake your head and move on.
So here's Kozan with it, looking inside to Hawkins. Spins, passes to Daly, who takes a three. Eric Daly, his first three-point shot attempt is good, and he's got 3 points now for Henderson State.
Second three made now for Henderson State. Trying to correct what they did in the first half. As LB Willis kind of cast the three and back rims it and comes away with the offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's just LB Willis for you. Jonathan Dunn going to try his luck for three, no good. Kozan rebounds. And that's something I'm sure head coach Adam Bohash, he doesn't mind open threes, but when you got a 24-point lead, I expect to see them kind of continue to attack inside. Starkey with the block. Hawkins loses control of it there, so here comes SNU. Portley finds Willis. Bumped, rattles around, and gets it to go. L.B. Willis.
Knowing what he does best, a nice dribble drive up to the middle of the lane and up and under reverse to get bumped in the foul, but not sure if they may be calling this on the floor to the huddle, but they're calling it on the shot, and one, count the bucket for L.B. Willis.
8 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and a steal. So once again, I know we're still got 18 minutes to play, but already making his mark felt on the stat sheet like he does each and every time he steps foot on the floor. Gets it to go. He leads SNU in scoring right now with 9 points. The lead is up to 27 points, largest it's been all game.
You know, something else I noticed, Tanner, from this game, the difference between Henderson State and SNU, just something that's just not occurring to me is why head coach for Henderson State has just emptied his bench. He's used 11 players. Another block from Starkey out of bounds. Noah Starkey inviting Henderson State to his SWAT party here tonight. Henderson State has used 11 players this evening, and that was all in the first half. They used 11, and Coach Bohash used sticking with his typical 8, maybe 9-man rotation, and he's got himself a 20-plus point lead. Henderson State looking for answers on either side of the ball to get something going. Miscommunication from Starkey and Dunn results in a turnover after the rebound.
So Henderson State will set things back up again here. Kozan with it. Finds Morello inside. Blocked by Starkey. He's got 5 blocks. And Morello collects it back and finishes. But Noah Starkey, my goodness, what a defensive performance he's had.
It's got to be fun being 6'11".
He's got 5 blocks to go along with 5 rebounds. Willis, what a pass to C.J. White. Portley pulls up, deep 2. No good. There's a battle for it. Dunn collects it. Up with the right, Jonathan Dunn. Oh, my goodness.
My goodness, Jonathan Dunn. What else can you say but wow?
Ben Morello responds with a 3-pointer of his own, but man, Jonathan Dunn.
Put that one on the highlight reel again. Jonathan Dunn each week just coming out with something fantastic to show the fans here this afternoon.
The lead is 24. Portley on the drive, up with the left, and he is fouled and will be headed to the free throw line. Once again, we say this, it seems like every time we broadcast the men's game, we have to apologize to the viewers at home for not having access to the instant replay feature, because if we had it, ladies and gentlemen, you probably would have already seen it 2 or 3 times at least.
Oh, I would have stopped the broadcast to watch that about 4 or 5 times. I still can't believe he has 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, goes off 2 feet from the middle of the lane and packs it over a couple of defenders. This freshman does not play like your typical college freshman. They usually hit a wall right about the middle of the season, but Jonathan Wall is plunging right through that wall and is taking a couple of defenders to the rim with him.
Quaylen Newton checks in for SNU as Deshaun Portley was good on the first, and he's good on the second. 50-24 here, 3.5 minutes into the second half. It's been even scoring 8-8 here in the second half. On the drive there, nice move by DJ Franklin.
Able to beat the outstretched hand of Starkey. I think it was just a step slow there on the rotation. Built in the bucket there for Henderson State.
So Deshaun Portley with it. Finds Starkey. Backdoor to LB Willis, stolen by Morello. Here comes Morello the other way. Takes it in, finds a man and kicks it back out. So Morello will set up shop here again. Pull up jumper off the glass. Pretty move by Ben Morello.
Now 15 points for Morello on 7 of 15 shooting. You noted it during the halftime. He's been the only bright spot for Henderson State, and he's going to have to do a lot more of that if he wants to continue to get them back into this ball game.
So done with it here. Newton on the drive, back out to Willis. Pull-up jumper from the mid-range, no good. Rebounded by number 55, Mokhtar Jang, checking in for Henderson State. DJ Franklin, they find Jang inside. Tap in on the drive, no good. We're going to stay right here. There's going to be a foul on the rebound there. It's going to go on Quaylen Newton. His first foul, that leads us to a timeout on the floor. 14:57 left in the ball game. SNU leads 50-28. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. We're back after the timeout here. SNU with a 22-point lead. Henderson State has come out of the second half with some more energy, as the shot attempt by Matt Panaggio is no good, but he gets his own rebound and finishes.
Just like that, it's just about another 20-point lead for SNU. If not able to get a bucket, Henderson State here could make things pretty interesting as this second half weighs on.
The lead is 20. As Jonathan Dunn with it. Oh, an errant pass from C.J. White, and here comes Panaggio back the other way. Has it blocked by Deshaun Portley. What a heck of a defensive play. Here comes Portley, kicks it to Dunn, up with the right and the finish.
Great play there from Portley on both ends. They're able to keep fighting, get the near steal and the block, and the assist to Dunn for the lay-in.
Jonathan Dunn with 12 points now for SNU to lead the way. DJ Franklin has it here on the left wing. There's Panaggio. Hawkins on the drive.
That's a good hard foul there from Newton. Kind of hooked the arm there as he was driving in and was able to not give him up anything easy and make him earn it at the free throw line.
So Chris Hawkins will go to the free throw line, the senior from Chicago, Illinois. Team's second leading scorer, averaging 13 points a game, and he has not scored yet. Three rebounds and 5 turnovers for Hawkins.
Yeah, Coach Bohash has really come out with a game plan to really isolate the more top-tier players for Henderson State, and they're one of the more premier scorers in Tappan with only 2 points from 1 of 5 shooting. Ben Morrell has really been the hero for this game for Henderson State, with the only player with 15 points and no one else with more than 3. Meanwhile, you look at SNU's side of things, everyone but one player that's checked into the ball game. It's now Chris Stevens getting his first action, has put points up on the board.
As you say, Chris Stevens checking in as well as Anton Kankenpaw. Lead is 21 here, 13:30 to play. Kankenpaw tries to find Stevens, and errant pass there. That is the 4th turnover of the second half here for SNU, and I'm sure that's not what head coach Adam Boash wanted to see. After just turning the ball over 5 times in the first half, already 4 here in the first 6.5 minutes. And a carrying violation called over there by Tappan. And another turnover there for Henderson State. That'll be their 3rd turnover of the half. They've got 15 now as a team. Oh, on the drive. What a play. Chris Stevens almost threw that thing down, but he got it blocked.
Yeah, he caught a nice reaction from the bench. Everybody standing up there in awe of Chris Stevens taking flight. Well, I don't know where they find these high flyers around that they got for SNU, whether it's Stevens.
Head coach Adam Bohash has had a history of recruiting some high flyers that have come through this campus. As Chris Stevens off on the first one. He's got some guys over there on the bench. You know, obviously we talk about Quaylen Newton, who I think is arguably one of the most athletic guys in the entire Great American Conference. And, you know, they've got Chris Stevens, who off on the second there, but we saw him make a highlight play a couple weeks ago as on the drive, Tappan fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. And Jonathan Dunn, we've already seen what he can do, putting one down. And obviously, you know, we got L.B. Willis, who, for his size, L.B. Willis listed at just 6'1", 175 pounds. I mean, that man can jump. As Tappan connects on the first. These games usually are so exciting for SNU students and fans and everybody that attends or watches online. It's always a show to put on for head coach Adam Bohash and his teams, as the lead is now under 20 for the first time since the opening minutes when SNU jumped off to a 25-5 lead. C.J. White's got it. Micah Spate. Jonathan Dunn going to take a three-pointer, and he got it. Jonathan Dunn up to 15 points for SNU. On the drive there by Tappan, there's going to be a foul called, and it's going to be on the floor. So Henderson State will inbound.
And I thought on that last possession, Micah Spate really showed a lot of poise and There's a lot of calmness as he's getting hounded there beyond the three-point line, but was able to collect himself and find his fellow freshman teammate and roommate, Jonathan Dunn, who just calmly knocked down the right wing three as the shot clock was winding down. Just continued to push this lead and punish this Ready defense.
As here's Eric Daly with the ball. Morello inside to Jang, and it's blocked. Ooh. And Kankenpaw collects it here, so here comes the Crimson Storm up by 22 here. 12 minutes to play. Chris Stevens. Jonathan Dunn. Mid-range jumper off the side of the rim, no good. Panaggio rebounds. Back the other way, Manello a transition three. Didn't really get his feet set there, and C.J. White.
Yeah, he was kind of falling off balance to his right. I wasn't sure about that shot. It didn't look like I had a chance of going in.
So C.J. White collects his 6th rebound. He's had kind of a quiet night, 4 points and 6 rebounds, but, man, has he been a defensive force in this game. As here's Micah Spate. Kankenpaw takes a three, top of the key, and he got it. Anton with 5 points, 4 rebounds off the bench. The lead is back up to 25. And on the drive for Morello, a foul is called there on Kankenpaw. And that'll lead us to a timeout on the floor. SNU knocks down a couple of shots and extends their lead back up to 25. It's 58-33. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Play back in action here inside the Sawyer Center. On the inbounds pass here from Henderson State. They've shot 6 of 15 in the second half. Shooting up to 31% for the game, as good pass in there from Panaggio goes to Eric Daly.
Late whistle on the baseline with getting Micah Spade a foul on the arm. Didn't see much contact that affected the shot, but officials got a little better look than we do up here, and we go back to the line.
Henderson State 4 of 6 from the line, as Daly is at the line, off on the first. He's got just 3 points as he comes into the game averaging 6.8 points per game. Off on the second as Portley gets his first rebound of the game. He's got 10 points. Once again, just 2 players for SNU in double-figure scoring with Jonathan Dunn and Portley. And Chris Stevens lost his footing over here on the right wing. Be the 5th turnover of the half. SNU's 10th as a team.
And I think it might have been a little slick there. Chris Stevens just kind of got jumbled up, and officials got to make the call when you shuffle your feet, call for the travel.
So 10.5 minutes left here. as the pass to Morello is off of his leg and will go out of play. 15th turnover for Henderson State. As L.B. Willis comes back in for Chris Stevens. Micah Spade with it. Kankenpaw, SNU moving the ball here. Portley on the drive, finds Starkey. Shot clock down to 5. Willis's pass is tipped away by Panaggio. Hawkins nearly loses it. Henderson State regathers here. Daly. Kevin Cozon over to Morello. Corner three-pointer, he got it. Ben Morello, his second made three-pointer. He's got 18 points to lead the way for Henderson State. Head coach Adam Bohash calls timeout. We'll take one with him. 9:32 to play in the ballgame. SNU leading 58-36. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. After the timeout, SNU will have it here. Holding on to a 22-point lead. They've made 7 of 16 shots here to start 6 of 11 shots here to start the second half. Shot clock down to 8 here. Willis finds Micah Spate. Got to take something up. He's going to try a three, and he got it. Micah Spate continuing on the barrage of threes for SNU. They're now 6 of 12 from three-point range.
And a great feat here for SNU. Micah Spade able to knock down a bunch of long jumpers. I believe all his buckets except one has come from beyond the paint. So good looking for Micah Spade. A lot of players for SNU hitting today.
Off the three-point miss by Morello. Willis going to slow things down. They find Starkey inside. Easy finish with the right hand. So Noah Starkey with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Morello, pull-up jumper. Off the mark. Starkey collects his 6th rebound. So the lead is 27, largest it's been. Spate inside, has it blocked, but they call a foul. It's going to go on Ben Morello. So that'll send Micah Spate to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. He's got 10 points and 4 assists off the bench for the Crimson Storm.
You know, that seems to be the story of the day for both our teams here today. The bench play has just been fantastic, and it's kind of been not exactly been the difference of the game for the men's side of things. His first free throw from Spade is good. Bench play for SNU has outscored Henderson State 20-10. They have 20 points off turnovers versus 7 points off turnovers for Henderson State. So they've really just gotten after it and taken away a lot of phases of the game for Henderson State to where they really just can't buy a bucket. But now that this second half, they've heated up a little bit too late. They've hit 7 of 18 shots, mostly by Ben Morello. Has hit 8 of their 14 made shots this afternoon. They're going to need a lot more with 8 minutes left in the game if they hope to claw back in this game.
29-point lead right now, the largest it's been all game, as Kyle Murphy knocks down a three-pointer for Henderson State. Micah Spade up to 12 points now after those 2 made free throws. Quaylen Newton on the drive finds Spate in the corner. A little floater by Newton, and he gets his own rebound and puts it in.
Why don't I just pass the ball right to myself, Quaylen Newton, with a great follow-up off his missed shot. Knew that he was a little bit off and was able to come away with the finish.
And that's just pure athleticism right there from Quaylen Newton. As the three-point attempt, no good. Offensive rebound for Henderson State. Goes on the pass to Jang, and it's good. Mokhtar Jang only appeared, and this is his 7th game this season playing. The 6'9" freshman from Senegal. Inside to Starkey, has it blocked. And here comes Henderson State back the other way. Pull-up jumper from Panaggio is good.
A good-looking shot there from Panaggio. Looked like he could have gotten an and-one call after stumbling to the floor. A little bit of contact between him and Starkey, but no call. And Henderson State continues to try to fight back, now down 24 with 6:24 left. Henderson State kind of picking up the pace and hitting some outside shots. Could make things interesting if SNU can't afford to convert on the offensive side.
The lead is 24 now with 6:24 to play. We'll step aside here at SNUathletics.com. We'll be right back. Out of the timeout, it's going to be SNU's ball with a 67-43 lead here inside the Sawyer Center. After picking up a good win Thursday night against Ouachita Baptist, 84-76. SNU has responded here once again at home and with another strong performance. As Quaylen Newton's got it, pass to Willis. Shot clock down to 6. SNU's got to make something happen. Portley going to try a three, no good. Quaylen Newton the offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
Good hustle play again from Quaylen Newton. Seemed to get all the putbacks that you want and the rebounds you want whenever you need them. Like a good neighbor, Quaylen Newton is there.
That was Newton's 6th rebound. He's got 6 points off the bench here. Portley off the inbounds pass finds Jonathan Dunn, and that's just too easy.
There's not much else you could do for Henderson State. SNU just really been clicking, and communication has really been the key here for SNU knowing what spots to be, and his help side on the defensive side and offense just having good looks.
Dunn up to 17 points as Morello has his shot tipped here. 26-point lead with 5.5 to play. Now, Connor, you just wonder how long head coach Adam Bohash, as there's a foul on the perimeter, how long head coach Adam Bohash is going to have his starters in, get some other guys some experience.
Yeah, as I said earlier, players like myself that didn't exactly get a lot of playing time really look for games like this, and just you have that hope that you're going to get into the game late in the game no matter how much time's left. We'll see how long Coach Bohash waits to put in his reserves and give his starters a much-needed rest after fantastic performance here thus far against Henderson State. But it is still a little bit of time left. Henderson State could try to make a last-second push as Willis drives in. Nice up fake. Feeds it over to White, but got cut off at the bucket.
C.J. White, no good. Dunn tries to get the offensive rebound, and it's going to stay with the Crimson Storm. Tipped out of bounds off already. So Tappan comes back in for Kevin Kozon for Henderson State. Jonathan Dunn off the inbounds pass. Baseline jumper, he got it. 19 points for the true freshman.
My goodness, what else can you say about this group here for SNU, whether it's Jonathan Dunn or L.B. Willis, Deshaun Portley, or Micah Spate, to Noah Starkey coming away. Noah Starkey coming away with a fantastic performance, by the way. Quietly could inch close to a triple-double. Probably won't reach those numbers here tonight. He's got 6 points, 5 blocks, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds, and a steal. Just a do-it-all effort here from Noah Starkey and company this afternoon.
71-43. Done with it. Willis on the drive, spins to the left, and he's fouled.
And just kind of a patented move there from LB as he catches it around the top of the key. A little hesitation dribble spin move for the up and under, and he gets the foul call, and he'll go back to the line for his second and third attempts at the free throw line.
Willis with 9 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. As SNU just continuing their dominance at home here, as Chris Stevens checks in for Jonathan Dunn. As SNU will, unless we see some sort of a miracle here, SNU will move to 8-2 on the year at home, 5-1 in conference play at home. As SNU 2-5 away from home on the season, 2-4 away from GAC play. As back the other way, it's Chris Hawkins, who's fouled by C.J. White. Chris Hawkins will go to the free throw line. Five points, 5 rebounds for Hawkins. Connects on the free throw. 46-72. SNU leads here. Just about 4 minutes to play. Tipped out a play there by Kyle Murphy, but it'll stay with the Crimson Storm. So we're approaching our final media timeout of the game here under 4 minutes. Newton's got it. Back out, here's Micah Spate on the drive, and they're going to call a carrying violation on Micah Spate. Saw that call earlier with, I believe it was Tappan for Henderson State. And that'll lead us to the final timeout of the ball game, the media timeout, 72-46. 3:49 to play. SNU operating in cruise control mode right now for the rest of this ball game. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. 3:49 remaining here in our ball game. It's been one of those days for SNU, both the men and women. The women had a great win. First game of our doubleheader. As there's a foul called on the drive from Kyle Murphy. He'll go to the free throw line. And following that dominant performance from the women, is a strong performance here from the men.
And it's just been a great battle here for SNU. Wire. At 1 point early on late in the first half, Henderson State could just not buy a bucket and kept turning the ball over, and SNU just really made them pay. You look here at turnovers. Henderson State's taking better care of the ball in the second half with only 3 turnovers with 3:40 left, but they had 12 in the first half. You know, sometimes you just dig yourself in too big of a hole in the first half, and when your players aren't hitting as well, it's just a bad combination. Micah Spate turns the ball over here and avoids being put on a poster here by Mokhtar Jang. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws with 3:35 left. And I just really appreciate how SNU. I just really appreciate how the game plan for SNU from Coach Bohash really implemented them to amp up the pressure and not get relaxed on defense. We see a lot of college teams that they go up by 20, they think the game's over, but then the other team makes a comeback because you take your foot off the gas pedal and they just burn you for threes from the outside. But that wasn't the case today. SNU never took their foot off the gas pedal. They kept harping. They kept pushing players like Willis and Dunn and Starkey. Spate, really everyone that was on the floor contributed. Quaylen Newton with a couple of putbacks and some rebounds as Spate gets harassed there on the sideline and instinctively calls a timeout. Just plays heads-up play there to not be able to get called for the travel or get the ball taken away from him. He's able to call a timeout before help comes to arrive.
So as you said, timeout on the floor, and we'll step aside with him real quick. 72:50, 3:31 to play. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. So out of the timeout here, head coach Adam Bohash in that last timeout was diversing, drawing up a different press breaker here, as the last few have been resulted in a couple of turnovers there, as there's a foul called at half court there. Foul's going to go on number 30, DJ Franklin, and that'll send Chris Stevens to the free throw line.
You know, that's maybe one of the players that, if you're Henderson State, you want on the line just to try to chip into this lead and make it look like a game down the stretch. Stevens and White and Newton, not the best free throw shooters, but Stevens able to knock down the first of 2. You do have confident free throw shooters in Spate and Kenkenpaw. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. Kenkenpaw?
Kenkenpaw.
Kenkenpaw. Right. Okay. Not Kink and Paw, Kink and Paw. Got it. You know, that English education might just be a little skewed. As Stevens ready for his second free throw and calmly hits it. That's what you want from your younger players, to have the confidence to knock down the free throws in crunch time like this, because not often are you going to – a deep 3 for Henderson State. Just long rebound for SNU. what do you expect? The threes have not been hitting for Henderson State, and SMU is able to corral the rebound. You know, if your young players are able to make free throws like this, it shows that they have the confidence to knock them down when the score is tight. When you're playing tight against the road against Arkansas Tech and Harding coming up pretty soon, that's going to be a tight battle for both of those games. And they're going to need every ounce of energy, those two top teams in the conference.
Quaylen Newton at the free throw line. Off on the first, 24-point lead with 3:15 to play. Here's Tappan with it. On the drive. Oh, what a block from C.J. White. Here comes Jonathan. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Chris Stevens.
Chill out, Chris Stevens.
Got ahead of myself there. It was Micah Spate leading that transition fast break. Throwing it up to Chris Stevens. Stolen. Here we go again. Could we see another one? Quaylen Newton. Oh, and he's fouled. Goodness. What a heck of a play. Man.
What can you do? What can you do with these high flyers SMU coming at you?
So checking into the game for the first time is number 34, Brady Mulkey, the 6'7" redshirt freshman from Royce City, Texas. And number 2, Sejan Blackwell into the game for Henderson State, 6'2" junior from Houston. Newton good on the and one free throw. Under 3 to play. It's a 29-point lead. Jang's got it here. Kyle Murphy over to Jang on the drive. Up with the right, no good. Tipped around. Micah Spate collects it. So that was Spate's third rebound. He's got 12 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds there as Kankenpaw nearly loses it there but gets it back. They throw it to Mulkey. Mulkey going up, and he's fouled. So Brady Mulkey making the most of his minutes here at the end of the game.
The bench really reacting to Mulkey getting in the game and getting the foul call, trying to get him some points on the board after he got mauled there on the layup attempt.
And as you said, that's, you know, I grew up playing ball as well as you did, and you know good as well as I do, as Mulkey hits the first, that end of the game when it's a blowout and you want everybody to get in and everybody, more importantly, to try to score if they can. And you try to do that, get those guys that haven't scored any kind of look you can so everybody gets on the board.
Speaking of which, I believe this is Mulkey's first points of his college career. Finally getting a free attempt. Hadn't gotten a lot of looks in his limited action. Taking advantage and knocks down the second free throw. Zach Johnson also checking into the ball game with just under 2 minutes left in the game. Try to get everybody that's in on the scoreboard.
81-50. As Kyle Murphy's got it here. On the drive, Blackwell throws it up, and he gets it to go. Sejan Blackwell, his first field goal. So 90 seconds remain here inside the Sawyer Center. Zach Johnson's got it. Had an open 3, but passed it up. They feed Mulkey, and ball tipped away there.
And a couple of good looks there from a couple of Storm players. Johnson turned down the 3, and Stevens turned down the layup, possible dunk attempt, but just
Blackwell another 3.
It.
So Sejan Blackwell comes off the bench and has knocked down a couple of shots. So here we go with a minute to play. Working the offense here. Johnson's got it.
Five seconds on the shot
Spade's got it. Spade on the drive, blocked out of bounds, going to stay with SNU with 1 second left on that shot clock. See if they can devise something up here and get somebody a quick shot. Quaylen Newton at the buzzer, no good, and shot clock didn't even go off there, but here comes Blackwell the other way. Up with the right hand, he got it. Sejan Blackwell.
And you got to take advantage of the minutes you get when you come in. And
starting to
speak
question
about SNU, Henderson State's sending everybody in. They might as well get their points while they're in.
Starting to question maybe if Blackwell should have been in there earlier in the game. 7 quick points, but nonetheless, that'll be it for us here inside the Sawyer Center. SNU going to take this victory and move to 10-8 on the year. Move to 7-5 in the conference. Henderson State falls to 7-6 in the conference, so SNU will pass them in the GAC standings. They move to 12-7 overall, Henderson State. Once again, SNU will be back at it next weekend over in Arkansas against Arkansas Tech and Harding. A couple of games there. So real quickly, we'll go over some of those scores around the GAC. East Central leads Southern Arkansas 73-65, 5 minutes to play in that one. Harding has come back and is leading Northwestern Oklahoma State 56-48. Southeastern Oklahoma State leads Monticello 67-65. And Ouachita Baptist trailing Oklahoma Baptist 66-58. So we'll step aside here at SNUathletics.com, and when we come back, we'll break down the game, have players of the game, as well as hear from head coach Adam Bohash. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com.
Welcome back here to SNUathletics.com. Connor McKenzie alongside our player of the game, Jonathan Dunn. Jonathan, great game today. You had 19 points on 9 of 14 shooting. What got into you today to really light up Henderson State?
Really?
You might need that down there.
my fault, really. I was mentally ready for the game. I knew it was a big game, and I was just doing what my team wanted me to do, what they allowed me to do, and I really appreciated that about that.
Absolutely. It seemed to really just come to you off some nice screens set up and just getting you out in transition. And talk about that dunk you had, that one dribble, two dribble down the lane. How'd that feel?
It was a pretty good feeling. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a great feeling. I had to redeem myself. So.
Oh, well, yeah, we're not going to talk about that one in the first half. It's in the past. It's no worry.
Absolutely.
Talk about Micah Spate, your teammate and your roommate, coming off the bench with 12 points and providing a nice little spark. You guys were up by a lot, but he just kind of kept it going. He had good dictating the pace and the poise. Talk about your teammate. How's he translated throughout this season?
Great player. Right, we always know what he's able to do. We've been knowing that, and he's getting his confidence right, and he's doing what we practice all the time. Go out here making shots. Great player. Glad he's my teammate.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jonathan, for your time. Look to see you guys compete
yes,
against Arkansas Tech coming up next week. We'll have Coach Bohotch here in just a second. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. We're back here at SNUathletics.com alongside with head coach Adam Bohotch. Coach, a big win today, a 20-plus point victory against Henderson State. A big win for you guys in the conference play as it's really starting to heat up and conference tournament around the corner. Talk about your guys' composure and what you guys came out to accomplish here against Henderson State.
Yeah, I thought we were pretty together, Connor. They're a really hard team to guard, and they play really hard because they're extremely well coached. And I thought our guys were ready. And we were in the fight right from the jump and got off to a great start and then were able to carry it all the way through. Absolutely.
You guys were able to force 12 turnovers in the first half. A lot of defensive pressure must have been imminent for their players. Talk about one of their players, Kalen Tappan, who torched SNU for 25 in the first meeting when it was a 4-point loss on the road for SNU. How were you guys able to take him out of the game?
Yeah, I thought LB did a good job on him, and the rest of our guys were, gap sound and were ready to go. He's a really good player, and so he got to his spot a couple times and just missed, and that happens. And maybe a little bit of it is the difference from being at home and being on the road.
Absolutely. Coach, your team has really played well throughout this season, especially you said at home. It should be some tough competition on the road against Arkansas Tech and Harding, two of the top teams in the conference. What do you guys look for in those matchups and how to get a victory?
Yeah, it's no rest, right? We huge week in terms of we have not been able to carry over and play a 40-minute game on the road yet. We've had some really good moments and really good stretches, but, man, you have to be tough and together and in the fight for the whole 40 on the road. And so I'm looking forward to our next opportunities to do that, and the next one is Thursday night in Russellville.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Coach. SNU going on the road against Arkansas Tech and Harding February 2nd and 4th. Back at home on February 9th against Southwestern and Northwestern on February 11th. Be sure to catch us here at SNUathletics.com. For all of us here, I'm Connor McKenzie signing off.
Thanks, guys.